I'm feeling particularly stubborn and warm weather cannot come soon enough. Hey Flosstube, I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and do you happen to remember what happened last year with the blue window? Well, I'm doing it all over again, this time with Furry Friends by Riolis. If you were watching last week, cold weather also makes me clumsy apparently. If you were watching last week, I had about a quarter of this done. And I had given myself permission not to stitch the cat because she has lots of white and I didn't feel like stitching white. And obviously that did not work out as expected. What I did was I decided I was going to stitch the darker portion of her leg and then the book and then work on around her and go back to the cat later when I was in the mood. But as soon as I filled in the books around her and I could see the edges of that big expanse of white and cream colored floss, apparently I was okay with stitching her. And I stitched. And I kept stitching. And then I remembered that I had not stitched this drapery up here. And in my mind, I think I was going, oh, there's not much of it. It's half stitches. It doesn't count. It's not half stitches. There is a lot of it. And I stitched it all. So I keep picking it back up and I keep stitching on it. And as far as I'm concerned, it is far better to spend hours and hours and hours making progress on something you didn't plan than procrastinating and avoiding the thing that you thought you would be stitching. It'll all get stitched in the end, or it won't. This cat, again, her face is all cream and I have her, there's a clock. But when I started on January 1st, I went through and I pulled out a bunch of my whips. I did a bunch of calculations to see how much of them I had left to do. This was only a quarter of the way done. It is now half done and we're not even quite done with January, and I'm not going to argue with that progress at all. The one that I am arguing with loudly and often is Beacon at Daybreak. I have had more trouble with this project than makes any kind of sense at all. It's lovely. It has all of the things I like about cross stitch. I should like this project, but it is kicking my butt. I hate it. And for some reason, I picked it up and I have tried all the tricks. I've tried stitching 15 minutes a day. I've tried stitching a strand at a time. I have got more working copies than you can imagine. And it just is not clicking for me. So I am forcing my way through it. I've actually had 4 days of surprising amounts of progress. It has not been fun progress. I'm going to finish this darn thing if it kills me. A lot of what is giving me grief about it is the roof and the house. There is a lot of empty, unstitched squares among the full coverage, which makes it far harder to figure if you've stitched everything that should be stitched or not. The path down here is partially stitched. Lots of confetti, lots of flowers, just everything that could make this uncooperative is making it uncooperative. Did I say that I hate it? I think at some distant point in the future, I will see this completed in my under the bed box. I will go, oh, that's pretty. And maybe I will have forgotten all of the grief it has given me. I'm not there yet. And honestly, I fluctuate. I have been at the point more than once where I was just going to let this thing go. It doesn't matter if I finish it. I don't have to finish it. But as I said, I am feeling particularly stubborn, and apparently I am going to finish it come hell or high water. It has been a wild week. I learned the not so fun way that cold weather triggers migraines. Did you know that? 40 some years of suffering migraines, and I have never had such a mean flurry of them that I could identify as it's the fault of the cold weather. We've had frozen pipes. I've had migraines. We've got a change in our schedule that hopefully will not be permanent. I mean, if it was, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But it's been exciting. I keep seeing posts on Facebook about how underrated a routine, boring schedule is. And I cannot tell you how much I miss the days when I knew exactly what was going to happen. There's no reason for life to be so chaotic, but despite my best efforts, it just is. Thanks for watching. I'm cranky. I'm sorry about that. I hope that soon I will show you this and tell you it is finished. I hope I will show you either more progress on this or I will have set this aside and started something else. I really think I'm hitting the point where I can't stand the sight of it and it needs to take a little bit of a time out. But I said that in my last update and here we are now. So something will happen and I'll be back with another update to show you what that something was. Thanks for watching.